All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Zala Otten. I am Zala Massage, and I am here to introduce you to Jessica DeFeo. Jessica is the founder of JMT Creative Consulting, where she supports women entrepreneurs and small business owners in the first several years of business who are ready to stop guessing with their marketing and start building a clear, strategic system for growth. Her work helps business owners clarify their message, strengthen their visibility, and create marketing that turns connections into conversion. As a very happy client of Jess as well, she's provided great results for a lot of people that I know. I'm really excited to hear what she has to share with us today and look forward to hearing what everyone takes away as well. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you. That was good. I'm going to keep you in my back pocket.
Anytime.
Wherever I go, there is Ala with my intro. Hi, guys. I'm excited to be back. I was able to do one of these back in October, and I talked about your web of success, which is basically how you can really strengthen your networking system to bring you more visibility and more clients. And today is kind of the next version of that, which is really great. So today we're going to be talking about how your marketing should be selling basically to your ideal client in every step of your marketing system, and how you can look at some options and where people might be falling off in your marketing system to help you understand where you need to spend more time and maybe more attention. And I love the word conversion. It makes me a happy girl. So your conversion rate or your close rate is what we're going to be talking about today. And it's not just the final number of how many leads flow into your business and how many become clients, but there's actually these tiny little conversion moments all along the way within your business model that they should be saying yes to you. And so when there's a moment where they start saying no, that's hopefully what we're going to talk about today for you guys to be able to understand where that kind of break is at. At the end of this thing, I've got a whole document for you guys to actually be able to go through your own audit process step by step. So hopefully you can take that after this call and use it within your own business to understand where some of those things might be broken and to fix it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to you guys today. So, how I like to do this, if you guys will write down any questions that you have that come up as I move through my slide deck, write them down or put them in the chat. And then I've constructed this to where we'll end about 10 minutes early so that way I can get to some questions before we end today. So, I would appreciate it. Okay, give me a hot second. I'm going to share my screen and we are going to walk through my presentation. Okay, there we go. Okay, so overall, how your marketing system needs to increase your conversion rate and how to really turn your visibility, your relationships, and your follow-ups into a faster yes. So this is not just about how to make your discovery calls more important or your enrollment process more effective. This is literally from the moment they enter your business, how are they taking the next aligned step into your business and saying yes to you, yes to what you offer, because every step of the way, your marketing should be providing more clarity, right? And you're shortening the sales process. That's ultimately what we're trying to do, right? More clients, hopefully more revenue, more scalability. So that's what we're going to talk through today. No, we're not going to do what I need you to do. There we go. So there's a few reasons why your current marketing system may not be working, right? There are so many different touch points to your marketing system. And a potential client is probably never going to say yes to you because of just one post, one one-to-one, one really powerful email, or one discovery call. There are so many points along the way that they're asking themselves, do I trust this person? Does she even understand or he understand what she does and what I need help with? Can they help me? Is it the right time? Do I understand the next step to take with them? And do I feel safe investing in this? Right? Marketing isn't just here to promote you, it's really reducing uncertainty every step of the way. And I forgot to put this in the slide, but I had this really powerful conversation with a really great friend of Zal and I's, and she was having this great conversation with this woman, and she's like, listen, I want to take people from not feeling powerful, right? They have a problem, they need me to solve this problem, but I want to take them from like a fear state, right? I don't know how to get this solved. Maybe you're the right person for me, into a really powerful state. And the woman that she was with, she goes, that's really interesting. She goes, I don't make decisions based on me feeling really powerful. I make decisions because I feel safe to make the decision. And I was like, wow, that's really, really powerful because we typically don't go from, I have this problem, I need someone to solve it, and then immediately we're jumping into this very powerful, like, let's go kind of state just because of one post, one email. What you're ultimately trying to get your potential client to do is to get into a place where they feel safe with you to say yes. And so this is what we're really going to, at the end of the day, this is really what we're going to talk about today. So let's go back to that word conversion, because in any moment, we want someone to take the next aligned step in the funnel that you've created within your marketing system. So you guys can read through some of those examples and what that looks like. There are so many touch points to when someone can enter your business. It could be from your website. It could be from a networking meeting. It could be from a referral system. It could be literally someone just saw you, maybe one post, and they decided to follow you and then, and move through the process with you. There's like 95 different ways that someone can come into your business. What we're trying to do is lead them through every step of the way. When we talk about a conversion rate, like I said earlier, a lot of times we are only focusing on that final number. And the first thing that I ask all of my clients when they start with me is, what is your lead flow month to month and quarter to quarter? And then how many of those leads become clients, right? That percentage is your close rate or your conversion rate. Now, 99% of business owners that I know have no idea what this number is. And the reason why that is not helpful, that you don't know that number, is because you can't make smart marketing and business decisions based on something that you don't know.
The brand gives to
Um, of you being able to know how many people are coming in versus how many people you're closing. And so I want you to start figuring out what that number is. If you're not tracking the number of leads coming in, you're not going to know where they're starting to fall off in the process, right? So a follow-up system, a CRM system for you is insanely powerful in your business, especially within the first couple of years, because that data is really going to show you, man, I'm losing everyone after a discovery call. Like, they are not following up. I'm sending a proposal. They're not coming back to me. They don't even have questions. That is where they're falling through the cracks. And that's where I want you to spend some time on. If you're leading them through this really great process and they're saying yes every step of the way, but they're dropping off after the discovery call, then this is where we need to spend some time on your marketing system, right? How do we tighten that up to get them to follow up, say yes to the proposal, so on and so forth. So yes, I want you to focus on that final yes, them becoming the client, them buying the thing. But really, I want you to start paying attention to how they're saying yes every step of the way and how you're converting them every step of the way. So that leads me to a formula that really we're going to spend some time digging into today. So I call it the conversion web. So we're going to attract first, we're going to connect with them, we're going to clarify, we're going to validate, and then invite. So your marketing has to do more than create visibility. And that's a big problem for a lot of small business owners. They want the numbers, they want people, more eyes on the business. And that is a powerful thing to want and to have, and you need it in the business. But this is what I tell people all day, every day. Listen, I can help create a marketing system that's going to bring people and eyes to your business. But if you cannot retain them, then none of that work is worth it, right? Once they get into your web, if you will, the web of your business, you've got to know how to hold them, convert them into a yes, and then how do you keep them? But we want to create this like guide of a system that walks them through this clear trust building path that helps them feel seen, helps them understand the value of your offer, and move towards a faster yes. That clarity shortens that sales cycle for you. And I'm telling you right now, the number one thing that most people think they have a problem with is their marketing. It is not their overall marketing. It's the fact that they don't get clear enough. They don't use the right messaging to their ideal clients to get them to understand immediately who they are and what they do and how they can help them. So let's dive into the web of each of these systems. So attract, you've got to get in front of the right people, not just always more people, right? If you're trying to broaden your message so much that it's too vague, no one is going to be hearing you. We think that if we niche down even further, that we're not going to be talking to a lot of people, and therefore you're not going to have the amount of visibility. And that's just not true. When you get in front of the absolute right client and you know how to connect with them, that is going to lead into a faster yes because you have nailed the solution to their problem. So how do you get in front of the right people? Where are your people, not just more people? And then we want to connect with them. So messaging is, oh my gosh, messaging is the hardest and the most impactful. It is the one thing that I think every small business owner struggles with because they don't know exactly if what they're saying is the right thing. The amount of people that I know that are like spinning their wheels on an Instagram post for days because they don't know if it's the right thing that they should be saying is abundant. It's everybody until you're able to get marketing off of your plate and you have someone else doing that for you. So many business owners are spinning their wheels in a way with their messaging that they don't know if it works, they don't know if it's being seen, and they don't know if it connects. But here's the power in when you can nail your messaging really clearly. The minute you make someone feel seen and understood and validated, you've immediately begun a trust process with them. And I'll give you a specific example. So I have a couple of clients that are in the health and wellness space for women in perimenopause. And a lot of their current messaging is what I call fluffy language. So they'll say things like, I help you get your body back to your old self. I help you make you feel like your old self again. And I'm like, I'm a woman in perimenopause. I don't even remember what that feels like. I don't know what that feels like anymore. I just know that I don't want to feel the way I feel right now. And so you being able to create something that brings out their pain points of what their current suffering is, the suffering that you created a business for to help solve their problem. So the moment you can make them feel seen, and typically that is with creating very specific pain points in your messaging. So it's taking a woman that might be in perimenopause and going into the exact symptoms and suffering that she is feeling in order for me to go, holy cow, she knows exactly what I'm going through. And that validation is incredibly powerful, and we don't use it like we should in a lot of our messaging. Then we want to help clarify. We want to help people understand their problem, what they need, and why your approach is specific and why it matters. So I say this a lot. I used to be a website designer for about 5 years. And so the first 3.5 seconds, I think, on your website is literally the amount of time it takes for someone to determine whether or not they want to keep going and scrolling on your website. You have so few amount of time to make sure that that is an impact statement and they understand that you know their problem, you have the solution, and why you're different. That clarification and making sure that you understand what they need and how you are able to specifically get in there and solve it is going to move them way faster. They need less convincing. The moment you are making someone think longer or have to think harder about who you are and what you do and how you do it, you've lost them. Here's a really quick trick of if you know whether or not your messaging is impactful. If you have a website, I want you to look at what's called your bounce rate. Your bounce rate is how the percentage of people that literally bounce off of your website, they click out of your website within usually the first 10 seconds. That is going to tell you immediately if that clarification statement on that hero banner image is powerful and connecting or not. See how much time people are spending on your website, right? You can't do this with social media. You can't see how long people are on your Instagram page or your TikTok page or your Facebook page, but you can see how long they're staying on your homepage, on your services page, right? This is going to tell you if they're staying long, typically that means that you've hooked them to a certain degree. But if you've hooked them, meaning they've stayed on there a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, and they're not taking the next action, they're not taking the whatever aligned thing that you've asked them to do, right? It could be book a call. It could be download a free lead magnet. You've got probably a couple different options on the website. If they're not taking the action, then you're losing them somewhere within that process. They're not taking that next step with you. So clarification is going to help them move a lot faster. Validating them, answering their objections, showing proof, building confidence before the sales conversation, before they get on a call with you, before they decide to click the buy button with you. You've got to be able to know what they're probably going to ask you and want to clarify with you. So this could look like an FAQ page on your website. Right? What are the main questions that you guys get on your discovery calls, in networking, in referral conversations? What are the objections that you feel like you're always having to answer? That's your FAQ page, right? Step in front of the objection before they even get on the sales call with you. That can be a powerful thing. They also see that you know what you're doing, right? You know what some of those questions are. You feel really confident in how to answer them. So again, it's just continually building the trust bank that they've opened with you. You just keep depositing trust into there. And an FAQ page can do it can do a lot of great things in that way. Showing proof. This is testimonials. The people that you've worked with or the people that have purchased from you, making sure that they see that other people also have fallen in love with you to some degree and they loved working with you. If you've been on other podcasts, if you've been on stages before, if you've been publicized, like you get that in there, right? That is an immediate psychological effect of validating your credibility, your experience, and what you do. And then the last step is invite. And I feel like this is the most simple, but we don't do it well, and we don't do it well enough. And that is making sure people know the exact next thing they need to do. You could build out an entirely beautiful website that is clear and it's clarifying and it's doing all the 4 steps, right? But if you don't make it obvious of in order for you to take the next step, this is the thing I need you to do. Click here to get started. Download your free guide here. Whatever it is, you've got to make it to where a second grader can understand it, and you've got to put it often. Because I don't care how beautiful your site is, if I don't know where to go to contact you or take the next step, I'm out. And most of us are out. Again, the moment you make them spend more time trying to figure out what to do with you or where to go with you, they're probably not going to take the next step, right? And then you're losing them in that process. So if you're going to have really 4 of those really beautiful, impactful, validating things, make sure that you're also putting plenty of buttons. And that's typically just links, guys, down the page, right? Or it's the bio in your social media profiles. Do this thing, click here, download the guide, click here, book a call. Like, don't try to put fluffy language around that. Make it really clear exactly what they need to do and get them into your web. So I want to start with the faster yes audit. And this is something that I have a whole document for you guys. So Daniela's going to pop that into the chat at the end so you guys can grab that in the chat. But I want to talk about what this looks like for you to be able to audit your own business in this conversion web. Okay. So first thing, first impressions, where are they encountering you? And all places, all the different places that you've got someone can enter into the business. I want you to list those out. Building the curiosity. Once they notice you, where do they go next? Building the connection. Does the messaging make them feel seen? And pro tip, a lot of times because you are in the business all day, every day, you're not going to know if your messaging is clear. You're just not. And you're going to spin your wheels trying to figure it out. Now, could an AI system help you with that? Absolutely. However, I would want you rather to send your website or send something out to some good friends of yours or colleagues or referral partners and say, hey, I need you to like audit my messaging. Like, you know what I do. Is this clear to you? Because you being in it all the time, and I have the same problems with my own stuff, you guys. This is not just like it's a universal problem. So get it out to people that you know and trust that could give you some honest feedback, and that will definitely help. Education. Are you helping them understand the problem and the solution? Are you showing that proof and credibility? Are you handling those questions that delay the yes? And is there a clear next step? So that's really the audit that I want to walk you guys through. So here's where things become, I think, really powerful of figuring out where they're leaking, where your conversion leak is happening. And so as you go through the document and you're looking at all the different sections that we just went through, I want you to look at, okay, they might meet me, but they don't follow up. And can we have a whole moment for networking for just a second, since this is the world that we live in, since we're on an NIA class? Go back. I won't go through it today because we don't have time. If you haven't listened to my formula about networking, and that was in October, go back and listen to that class, because that is a whole class that I teach about how we know that no one follows up. I don't care how much networking you do or where you go, no one follows up. We all hate it. Either we do it and they don't text back, or they text us and we don't text back, or nothing happens. But the moment we leave that meeting, there is no follow-up. There is a way to get people on your calendar immediately within the meeting, and I want you to go back and get that, because that will change the game for you when it comes to networking and event type relationship building specifically. So go back and watch that, but it's really powerful stuff. They follow me, but they don't engage. Meaning maybe you have a really healthy social media, but there's no engagement there. They're not asking questions. They're not in your DMs. So you might be getting a lot of followers, but then they just kind of fall off. There's no conversation there. They visit your website, but there's no leads coming in through your website. They inquire. Maybe they have a contact, or you have a contact form. You answer a couple of questions, but they don't actually book the call. They book the call. You have a discovery call, or you have some kind of consultation enrollment conversation, but they don't buy. Maybe you have a really powerful discovery call and they're saying, yes, 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 send me the proposal. Oh my gosh, this sounds great. Doesn't go through. They become the client, but they don't ever refer you. Or they do refer you, but the leads are not ideal, right? You're just getting a client or potential clients that really don't fit the mold. So there really is a way at every step of this process, even when they do become clients with you, that they could be falling off in that conversion leak. So the drop-off point is not a personal failure of yours. It's just a system signal. And I want this process to be almost like a new practice and a new habit for you guys as you continue to grow and continue to scale. Because this is the same process that I would want multi-million-dollar businesses using, as well as someone who's just trying to crack their first 10K a month. It's the same process and it matters the same on both. So the friction point and fixing the friction point. So what does this look like? Like what needs to happen in order to help fix some of the leaks? So they meet you, but they forget you. Okay, well, that could be a really powerful follow-up email. Your networking structure probably needs work a little bit, or maybe there's a nurture sequence that you could put into place. People visit your site, but they're not taking that action. Okay, well, then we look at a clearer service page, stronger CTAs, maybe more proof, and then there's FAQs. So they're inquiring, asking some questions, but they're not booking with you. That could be a better inquiry response on your end. It could be easier and a more seamless process to book, like a calendar link and follow-up process. And then the expectation setting of what it is to work with you. Maybe your discovery calls don't convert. This is, I think, one of the ways that most of us feel we're losing potential clients, where the conversion link is happening. So this is a lot of different things. This could be stronger pre-call education, meaning are they filling out a form or a questionnaire before you get to the call? So it allows you to take a few minutes, learn about them, what their issues are, so you can come prepared with a resolution or a solution of this is the fit for you. This is the program that I think is best for you, because I would rather you spend 30 minutes talking about your service and how it can absolutely solve their problem and building that connection than you spending 30 minutes going through all of their suffering and all of their issues. And then you feel like you have to, at the last minute, squeeze it in really fast. You should probably work with me, and can I create a proposal for you? There is a balance and a system to your discovery call that should be more of a fit call than just a let's talk about issues and possible problems for 30 minutes. It does not allow you to get into a conversation where you start to show them what it would actually be like to work with you, and you have the exact problem or exact solution for their problem. If your proposals are stalling, you're sending things out, you're asking for feedback. Hey, here's the proposal. So good to talk to you. Can't wait to work with you. Let me know if you have any questions. I can almost guarantee you, if you're doing that process right now, that is the reason why most of the time you're not getting that proposal signed. My process in my business is that when I end the discovery call, they know that the next step is a proposal, and I will send them an email with a link that they have to book one more call with me where I review the proposal with them on the call and they make the decision on the call. And my close rate is probably 90% at this point. I do not give them the come back to me when you have time, here's the proposal. They don't get that option. So there is a sequence of follow-up there of you taking control of your sales process here and understanding that there's power in you being able to talk through exactly how you think you can help them, why you feel like this particular service or product is great for them. And there's a way to sell on the call with them where you walk away with a client instead of playing follow-up for 2 to 3 weeks, hoping that they email you back, right? Clients that don't refer. So this could be as easy, you guys, as literally telling your clients, hey, I want more people just like you. Like, I told Zala that all the time. I was like, hey, I need referrals in the next few months. Like, you know who I'm looking for. I want this, and this. I want someone just like you, right? She's ready to work. She's ready to take action. She's ready to move the needle. And she's like, okay. Now, we have a great friendship and a great relationship, and we've known each other for years. So Zala would probably refer me anyway if I didn't directly ask her. But sometimes we just have to say and repeat the ask. Hey, I would love to have more people just like you. And I'm looking to fill probably 2 or 3 more slots, in my client roster over the next 6 months. As you're out and about, I would love for you to, if you have someone that you feel like would be a great fit, just to send an introductory email or an introductory text. Sometimes we just have to ask and make it really easy and aware, but also make sure that the person that you would want them to refer or the client that you want them to refer, that they know how to do that for you. They know how to talk about you. They know what language to use. Maybe they know what particular pain points that I solve, so that way they make sure that they say like, "Hey, yeah, she creates like whole marketing systems for business entrepreneurs that literally have only been in business between like 0 to 5 years." That's a very specific niche, but that because it's just because that particular client, that particular business owner has an extraordinary set of circumstances that only a certain kind of marketing system will support. So let them be really clear about who it is you serve and how you help them. And then you might just even give them like a simple intro script of like, hey, if you're going to send a text, send this. Don't make them think about it. All right, Daniela, it's time. Time to drop the audit.
It's actually already in the chat. I'm going to drop it one more time for the folks that, what happened? Where'd everybody go? Ah, okay. My bad. All right. I'll drop it in there one more time. I don't know what button I just hit. Okay. Bing. Bada. Check the chat.
Thank you. Thank you. So marketing that ultimately converts is not always louder marketing. It's not huge billboards and it's not, a magazine ad and it's not getting a commercial. Like sometimes it's not just louder stuff, it's just the clearest. And so what I want you to remember is that your job is not to chase people into buying. Your job is to build a marketing system that helps people recognize themselves, trust your process, and you're just constantly moving them toward a more confident yes, and hopefully a faster yes. That's it. That's what I got for you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Jessica, are we opening it up for some questions? Anybody have anything they want to chime in on? I see some thumbs up and applause emojis.
Thank you.
All right, Kathy, I see your hand up. What you got?
Yes, hi. I don't have any questions. I just want to say I'm always in awe of this girl, and I listened to her marketing strategy call. And now I think this is one of the best business tools ever. And the fact that we now have access to her marketing strategy. And if you haven't listened to that, then shame on you. And honestly, I have listened to that marketing strategy and I try to follow it to the letter. And I promise you this, Jess, it is genius. It works. So if anybody is wondering if it works, then just follow it. Follow the system. It's extremely simple. And now this one is giving you the tools to do the same. And I'm like, oh my God.
I did not pay her to say this.
No, she didn't, but she will do.
Thank you, love. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, we got something in the chat here. It says, my biggest struggle is determining the market to go after because I can help many types of businesses, but marketing doesn't work. What is the best process to determine which market to start with without feeling limited? That's from Pam or from Patty.
Hi, Patty. Okay. So the first thing that I see in your statement is you can help many types of businesses. I'm wondering though, if maybe that's part of the struggle is that you perhaps, I could be wrong, but perhaps don't have a more specific niche. That could be one thing. I will give myself as an example for this. So I also help many types of businesses. So I have, let's see, 13 clients right now on my roster, and two of them are are a similar business. So all of them, for the most part, are completely different businesses. So the way that I'm marketing And the way that I talk about pain points is that I have determined through my own experience that businesses within their first 0 to 5, 0 to 8 years have very specific marketing challenges, which is kind of what you're also alluding to, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter. Oh, hi, Patty. It
Hi.
doesn't matter. I can't see you, but I hear you. It doesn't matter that I have a med spa and an executive leadership coach, right, at the same time. Their strategies are actually going to be very different, obviously, but their marketing challenges are very similar. And I'm speaking to those pain points and those challenges that are more universal for every business owner, not necessarily just a med spa client or just an executive coach. So no matter what industry that they're in, I'm trying to kind of group them together in the best way I can to say, hey, I know exactly what you're experiencing and I have a solution for you. And this is what that looks like. So they see themselves in my marketing and they're able to immediately see that I understand their problem and I have a direct solution and plan to help them with that problem. Does that
Okay.
help a little bit?
Yeah, because I was trying to market to overwhelmed business owners, but of course that's not a market.
Well,
So
that
it's
is
been,
everyone.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, right? And like I know I can, but I think my message is just not hitting the mark, even with trying to hit the pain points.
Well, I'm going to challenge you to go through that audit and this is actually goes for everybody in the room right now. Go through that audit. And if you are coming out of that audit and you're still like, holy cow, I'm not really, there's like 5 different points or there's like 1 point, but I'm not really sure how to. I've put all my information in that document for you guys to book a call with me. I offer 30-minute free connection strategy, whatever we need it to be calls. I'm telling you to book a call with me because
Okay.
the way I don't need you to spin in analysis paralysis, and we can take care of a lot in 30 minutes, I promise you.
Okay.
But what I'm hearing right now is that we need to go even further down the rabbit hole with very specific pain points for the kind of client that you're wanting to support. Because
Okay.
overwhelmed business owner is absolutely every business owner from like
Yes,
$0 a month to $1 million a month. So
absolutely.
yeah, so we want to pull in exactly the niche of business owner you're trying to support, and then we can start looking at how that messaging can be even more clear to where they like literally are seeing themselves in your messaging. Yeah,
Okay. Love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay. I will do that. I'll go through it and I'll book a call with you for sure.
Okay, awesome.
It sounds like you're sold, but I just will back that up. Let's say I popped into your website, Patty, and I love that you have a lot of like clarity around who you're serving, but it is really broad and it could be a little overwhelming. And I just know with Jess's expertise, she's so good at just like eagle-eyeing in on like exactly what could level it up. So I'm happy you're going to do
Yeah,
that.
because I even find myself stopping on ads that specifically call out like a type of like, hey, agency owners, right? Or hey,
Yeah, yeah,
landscape companies. It's like, oh, they got something specific, right? So I'm trying to figure out like how to get there. But I do like Jessica's suggestion about picking a few pain points, right, that are specific.
yeah.
That
And
sounds great.
to answer the next part of your question, Patty, and I think this also applies to everyone in the room, the best process to determine which market to start with without feeling limited. So, in terms of when you are able to really get clear on the very specific type of client that you serve, it does not also mean that you need to go and do all of the marketing to find that person. So, especially if you are a self-funded business and you are bootstrapping some of this to really make sure that every dollar you spend in marketing is moving the needle, then you don't have to do 9 ways of marketing your business. You just have to do a few things that immediately get to the kind of client that you're trying to serve, right? So all of my
Okay.
clients are small business owners. So networking is my only marketing strategy, you guys. Like I'm also bootstrapping it. I'm also still within, I mean, I've had my business for 5 years, but I've revamped and re-strategized my business back about 18 months ago. So networking is my marketing system. It works for
Okay.
me because the goals that I'm trying to reach for my business, networking meets those goals. So
Okay.
depending on your goals, right? We're also going to talk about some of your goals in that meeting too. Of I got to understand what you guys are trying to get to, right?
Right.
If you're
Yeah.
trying to get to $1 million a year, well, then your marketing strategy is going to be a little different than
Right.
just trying to hit $10,000 months. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, looking forward to it. Great question.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that it? That's the only question? We're good?
Anybody else? Feel free to chime in. Speak now, forever hold your peace. All right. Well, it looks like I may just be snatching the mic from you, Jessica. A little early
Good.
today. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you so much for this. And make sure everyone you download the what is it? The Faster Yes Audit.pdf. It's right there in the chat. Make sure you grab that. And I've also posted some replays of Miss Jessica DeFeo's previous presentations via podcast and via YouTube. Be sure to check those out as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. And I encourage all of you to check back May 27th, all right, where we will have Mr. Joe Applebaum. He'll be talking about the power of AI and LinkedIn, but I guarantee you this guy's going to go way beyond the scope of that. I mean, this guy has so much information, so many different technologies that you could plug into. The guy has a wealth of info, and you definitely want to check out what he has to say because it's always a lot of fun. Guy's a great speaker, Mr. Joe Applebaum. Look forward to that. And of course, check back June 3rd. All right. Once again, 4 hour network with the nations. You can connect with people all across the globe, network with the nations. You're going to meet same time, same place. And that's about all I got. Jessica, Zala, thank you once again. All right. And I can't wait to hear from you guys again on the next Sales Mastery. Jessica will have you back. All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care, y'all.
Appreciate you. Yeah, bye.